Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, Richard? Yes, right? And that is just a box. This thing is a beast. I didn't know how beastly it would be. This is a long time coming for me. I have several Intel. I have two MacBook Pro 16-inch, and I also have Mac Mini. And the Mac Mini is a whole other story. It came with Big Sur, and then it just was messing up, and I couldn't use it, and I had to bring it back to the Apple Store. And by then, I just ended up using the MacBook Pro all the time. And if you watched ENN on Monday, yesterday, you saw that this thing is being pushed to its limit, and it's time to say my goodbyes. At least when it comes to using Ecamm and really pushing it with heavy profiles with like multiple assets on there, and that's what like the ENN profile. So the MacBook was like, yeah, buddy, all right. So let's do this. Let's take a look at this beast of a box first of all. Boom. This thing is huge. So I went with before I tell what I went with. We're on the 16-inch MacBook Pro right now, the Intel. Like it's going to be one of the last few streams on this device. This is the 16-inch 2019, 2.3 gigahertz, 8-core Intel i9, 16 gigs of RAM. And this Mac Studio is the 32 gig, 512 gigabyte base model with the M2 Max chip, right? Which will run circles around this MacBook. Run circles around this MacBook. Hello, Nabia. Good to see you here. David, hello. I still have my 20, listen, no, like, listen, if it's still kicking for you, go ahead. But if you saw ENN last night, Nabia, man, it's time for me to it's time for me to make a change. All right, so let's unbox this thing here. There's a little strip here. Just gonna open that. And I believe this is my first Mac Studio, so hopefully I'm opening this the right way. They have this carrying strap here, this like Apple Watch quality carrying strap. They're like, no, we don't have a bag. So I dashed out the mall with this thing. All right, let's see. Let's open this up. I'm probably opening it up completely wrong, but let's see. Wow. Wow. Just the unboxing of this thing is just... All right. I think this is enough to get the Studio out of the box. Wow, this thing is heavy. This thing is so heavy. I believe it's like 12, 13 pounds. And we have the power cable. Let's see what else we have in here. Like, it's so much packaging. You would swear there's more stuff in here. But I think we have on this lid here, we have some, the manual. And I think that's it. But it makes you believe like there's so much more. This packaging is so thick. It's crazy. It is crazy. All right, so let's close this back up. All right, and get this out the way. Here's that. Here's this. And here is this chunky thing right here. This thing is super heavy. Let's open that up. Oh, Beautiful. 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 Paul Dixon, hello. Victor, yes. It's birthday, it's Christmas, it's Black Friday, it's all that good stuff. So before we do the walk around, right? Let's compare this to the Mac Mini. I think this is like at least two and some change of Mac Minis put together. It is thick. So in the front here, we have two Thunderbolt. At least it's Thunderbolt 4. You got the SD card slot. Oh man. And then on the back reminds me of like the Cal Digit. Like look at all this stuff back here. 4 Thunderbolts. We got the Ethernet. I believe that's Wi-Fi 6. 2 USB A's, HDMI cable, and the headphone port. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I think I already messed it up without the gloves, Richard. I think I already messed it up. Man, this is nice. I cannot wait to plug this in and get this all set up. And okay. And just to serve it some more justice, let me see. Let's do this. Let's put, ow, see? Already messing it up. Let's put this like that. And then stand this up like this. And then stand this up like this. Just so you get an idea. Because again, this is my first Mac Studio, so that's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Let's see. David has the first Mac Studio. It is a really good machine. Nice. Nice, nice. Yep, side view. Miss Hill. Why are you not up here, Miss Hill? Why are you not up here? Yes, and you see the Hand of the King, my Game of Thrones? Yes. Lion, this is the Mac Studio. This is going to be my new device that I'm using for production. So right now we're streaming from my MacBook Pro. I'm pretty sure you saw Ian last night, and my MacBook Pro has been pushed to the limit, so it's time for an upgrade. It's long overdue. So I went with the new Mac Studio with the M2 Max chip. The M2 Max chip. But speaking of the Cal Digit, I have the Cal Digit off to the left here, and I have multiple devices plugged in. But this one, for example, let's say Rodecaster Pro, monitor 1, monitor 2. Let's see, Rodecaster Pro, monitor 1, monitor 2, cam link, 2 cam links if I wanted to. But I think I'm going to keep using the Cal Digit just to free this up. So I'm going to have the Cal Digit just connected here, and I'll have all of this extra stuff if I needed to connect additional devices. Just like the iMac that I have here, it wasn't too shabby itself. You probably can't see it because it's a little darker, but it had 4 Thunderbolts, HDMI, pretty much the same as this. Yeah, pretty much the same as this. This is a 2020, or basically, yeah, like a year after the MacBook. I got this one, the Mac Mini. Yes, it's another Mac computer, which will be replacing this MacBook that I'm on right now. I have the first one too. Big difference going from my old Intel iMac. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Have to be very careful with the metal edge. It's really easy catch with a small monitor. Exactly. Exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, because I have the MacBook Pro right in front of me, and what was great about that is that it also serves as my confidence monitor, because we have the camera right here, and the MacBook Pro is directly underneath the camera. So it serves as a teleprompter and whatnot. So I didn't need to mount a teleprompter onto the lens. So it's good for like, making eye contact, and I could just look down like that, and you can't really see the, much of staring at the monitor. So I'm getting a 16-inch 4K monitor to replace the MacBook, and I'll have this Mac Studio off to the side. But I'm pretty sure once this MacBook is gone, I'll have plenty of space to place it here in front of me. But man, this is a beast right here. This is a beast. This is truly a beast. 13 pounds, I believe. And if you want to know, here it is here. Go to the screen share. It is I just picked up the standard base model, the 1999 version. And let's say we were to buy it, right? So it's the M2 Max with the 12-core CPU, 30-core GPU, and it starts at 32 gig RAM. It doesn't go any lower than that. And then after taxes and fees, it came up to like 21 something, 2150, I believe, or something like that. And I did not do any add-ons. There were no add-ons. It was just that the first processor you see there, the 32 gigs, the 512 SSD, and no thanks. And that was it. So that's what I went with, because I'll be using the some of the SanDisk SD cards, as opposed to that's the SanDisk memory cards, these babies here. Be using a few of these from now on, as opposed to adding the getting the terabytes on the Mac itself. Yes. It is like a dream for me, coming from a 10. Oh my gosh. I'm so hyped. I am so hyped. You have no idea. So once I'm done, I am going to plug it in and just start setting it up and transferring assets over, mainly Ecamm assets. Because, I started off with just simply dedicating this device to just streaming, meaning my MacBook. But over time, oops, what did I do? But over time, I started editing CapCut videos on there and doing some work and all that good stuff. And then it just became a mixed bag of stuff. So I'm just going to be a little bit more organized with this one, but mainly transferring over my Ecamm assets. I've been transferring stuff over. There's some stuff that's been on the MacBook, and I transfer them over to the external hard drive, and trying to keep them on the hard drive, and try to keep the Mac Studio itself a little bit, cleaner, without having too much assets on there and too many resources on there. Dimelo Tony, good to see you here. What do you think? Do you think that more? No, Hank, listen. I do everything on this MacBook, and this is supposedly 12 times more powerful than my Intel here. 12 times more powerful. So just get the base model. Like even if you get the base model Mac Minis with was it the M2, the original, the first M2, it will run circles around what I have now, right? So I don't think you need anything like that. I think this by itself will do the job. The base model Mac Studio will get the job done. Hold on a second here. Oh, I'm in preview mode. Hold on a second. Back to live mode. I press some wrong buttons here. 1 second. There we go. Back to live. All right, awesome. Yeah, just the base model will get the job done. Yeah, so I had everything on that one device, and I didn't do a good job of saving my files on externally and whatnot. And I will do multiple Ecamm streams and have them build up on the MacBook, and then eventually transfer them over. But I definitely need to do a better job at that moving forward, especially now I have a new device. So, I'll probably be more willing to do that. More, yes. It's all about that base. Exactly. Exactly. I thought about doing cartoons for shorts, even though I don't have an artistic background. No, go for it. Go for it. And this will surely get the job done. It surely will get the job done. Yeah, so that was it. That was it. You saw the unboxing. This box is gotta figure out what to do with this box now because like Apple boxes are just so hard to dispose of. Like, why would I dispose of this? This box is awesome. This has this box is awesome. It's freaking incredible. But I can't wait to plug it in and get it started and see what it's like. But this thing is a beast. I didn't expect that. I went to the Apple store. I called them up this morning because yesterday on the Apple store it showed that it was I could pick it up. But then when I tried to place the order yesterday and it says, "Oh, this Mac Studio is not eligible for pickup," but that's because it launched today, and Apple Store is open at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our end. And I called them up, and then they said they had it available. Then I went online, and then it was indeed available to place the order, and you could pick it up at your local Apple Store, which is great. I use the 20, what are these? These are LGs. I'm gonna look that up for you, David. 1 second. These are LG monitors. They're LG 4K. You can connect them via USB-C and or HDMI and or um, DisplayPort. I'll pull a link up for you in a few. Had them around since 2020 actually, and I love them. They're awesome. You can also rotate them. You could do vertical display with them as well. Let me see here. LG USB-C monitor. See if I could find that for you. I think it's this one. And I also believe it's in the gear guide in the description. But if not, I'm going to just verify this link that I have here. Awesome. And then I'll just share the link with you. Boom, boom. Copy. Hold on, let me just make sure because there's different ones. I just want to make sure I'm just showing you the right one here. It's a 27-inch. I have two of them on the desk. And all right. And it's the 90 watts one, the 90-watt one. So let me share the link with you. Command V, boom, boom, boom. There's a link there. And here it is here. It's the LG Ultra Fine 27-inch 4K monitors. And as you can see on the back end here, you have USB-C, you have USB-A, the display port, HDMI, but both of mine are connected via USB-C, and one of them is going into the CalDigit on the MacBook, and then the other one is connected directly to the MacBook because the CalDigit, as you know, I have the TS3 CalDigit. I think the TS4 has more ports, but the CalDigit TS3, which it performs fine, has limited ports. But this Mac Studio, that's why I'm just contemplating. Hold on a second, let me come back over here. I'm contemplating should I just connect the monitors here because there's four in the back right here. So it could be monitor 1, monitor 2, Rodecaster Pro 2. Let me see what else. I think those are the main USB-C stuff. and the Cal Digit. So that'll take up all 4 ports. Cal Digit, Rodecaster Pro 2, Monitor 1, Monitor 2. That'll take up all the ports. And then the Cal Digit will provide additional ports. And then there's 2 USB-A. So the cam links could be connected here also. But I'll probably just keep the cam links on the Cal Digit. And then this one HDMI here as well. So you could connect another HDMI monitor, because sometimes those USB-C monitors that you get from Amazon might be a little tricky. And, so we'll see, because this one, I think you could connect up to eight screens to this thing. So let's see if I need to use the HDMI at all. Yeah. And hold on a second here. Nabia says, I walked away for a moment. What monitors do you use? Absolutely. Let me just go right back to here. I believe the link I think the link went to both the Facebook and the YouTube. But if not, let me know. Let me come back to screen share. It's this one here. It's the LG 27-inch ultra fine UHD 4K, blah, 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 blah. It has USB-C and it has HDMI and it has DisplayPort, but I connect them to the USB-C, and the price does not budge. Like that's how much I paid for it in 2020, but they are really good. They are really good. And as I was mentioning to David, you can keep them in this rotation, or you could rotate it vertically and do a vertical display. You could have like how Luria does. You could have them vertically and put your comments and reactions panel there and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. And Aubrey, hello, good to see you here. Let me switch back to this real quick. And Sherry, good to see you. Are you making it? I know, right? But it's long overdue. Long overdue. I'm on Intel, going straight from Intel to M2. And then it's so crazy that the M1 has been around since, what is it, 2021? Like, it's been around for so long. I cannot believe it. And then I was going to get an M1 Mac Mini, but then I on early 2021, but I ended up getting a souped up Intel Mac Mini that I've been trying to sell now, and like it's very hard to sell Intel stuff now. So we'll see. Maybe I have to like bring it into production and do stuff with it. And then when I got it, it had Big Sur on there. Big Sur was horrible. Anna and I were doing streams, and the stream was stuttering. We're dropping frames. Ken and Glenn try to help out because we're thinking what's going on on the Ecamm end. No, it was the Mac Mini with Big Sur. I had to take it to the Apple Store and bring it back down to Catalina. Catalina was performing well, and then eventually Monterey came out, which was much better. But then all that hassle, I ended up not using it, and I just ended up using everything on the MacBook. And as you saw last night on ENN, the MacBook was like, you know what? I'm done with you. I'm done. So what if you want to keep listen, I'm telling you, the monitors, the more monitors, the merrier. Believe it or not, I have 4 of the LGs. One of them got banged, so it's in the ICU. So I'm down to 3. But I love these monitors. I love them over any other monitor that I have. But so my setup will be the 2. So the camera is here, and I have the 2 27-inch, and then there'll be a 16-inch right here to replace the laptop. That's right here, because I could see everything in the program window on the laptop here. FOMO. Yes, I am excited too, Aubrey. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to like plug this in and get this set up and up and running. Cannot wait. Someone tried to talk me into an M1 3 months ago. The devil worshippers. Put a VM on that Intel and run Windows XP. Exactly. If you ever need to run Windows with that emulation, that old Mac, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it's gonna end up being used for something like that. Thank you for those suggestions. Thank you for those suggestions because it's been collecting dust, and I put it up for sale in the Ecamm live trading post. I believe Facebook Marketplace, and for a certain price, and I lowered it, and it just got views and no interaction. And I think there was a scammer trying to buy it also. So that was that. I have four monitors and a 32-inch for my Mac. Oh, you're set. You're set. Like you get this if you just actually just want another one, but it's not necessary. It is not necessary. Because these two plus the replacement of the MacBook 16-inch screen that will be underneath my lens. I'm trying to think like in the setup where would I have another monitor? I have a blank wall right here, but what would it be used for? It's only for productions, and also like Anna gets on me because uh for production I'll bring the two LG monitors, like the ones that I have in storage for production purposes, and these stay in the studio here. But she's like, no, it's too much, they're too big, and then one of them got hit. So one of them is in the ICU. So lesson learned. So I shouldn't be traveling with those things. But I don't know, like this studio, I don't have a need for what would be a fourth monitor. Like if I have it up on the wall here, I don't know what it's gonna be used for, at least for right now. Let's share custody of it. I'll take it for the weekend. Jose Arroyo. Listen, I'm creating the FOMO, but for me, it was long overdue. Long overdue. Once again, here's my screenshot of what I'm streaming on right now, and it barely like melted and burned the studio down to the ground on ENN last night because that profile is loaded and the MacBook Pro cannot handle it anymore. The MacBook Pro said goodbye. Goodbye to you. Oh man. Let me see if I miss anything up here. No, good. And then white mic, are you on? I need one for my husband. This is the legendary Shure SM7B. The legendary Shure SM7B. That's in the gear guide also in the description if you need to the link, because it links you directly to the SM7B on Amazon. And also this I've had this since COVID, since late 2020, and I have never switch mics. I have other mics that Anna and I use for production, like the ATR 2100X microphone, which is USB-C XLR, and then so we have a few of those that we bring on production. Some wireless microphones. Anna uses this here, the Sennheiser MKE 600 shotgun, which sounds really good. This keeps you hands free, but I like this, and it's on the Elgato LP, the low profile Elgato. You're still on the Blue Yeti. Feel I need to catch up with my life. No, it's all good. It's all good. But when you're ready to upgrade, listen, cannot go wrong with the SM7B. Cannot go wrong with the SM7B, especially and also underneath here, um, there are these. You probably can't see it, but there are some settings here that you can play with and tweak the sound. So I did some. I don't know which direction I put them in right now. I don't remember. But for me to sound this way, I set it up underneath here. So that's pretty cool. But the MV7 is pretty good also. The new MV7, because you have the USB-C connectivity and XLR. So those are pretty cool. I like those because, like, again, like the ATR 2100X microphones that I was referring to, they have that too. Because like we recommend that to people like who are just starting out. It sounds really good, and you have the USB-C option, and if you want to upgrade later to audio interface like a Rodecaster or a Zoom audio interface, now you can, when you start using XLRs, those are pretty good. So the MV7s are pretty good, and it's more cost effective. Yes, the Elgato LP, the Elgato LP arm, and some little hacks here because the magnet keeps popping off. So I put some Velcro strap around it here and some Velcro down here. And ever since these two little Velcro strips, it does not, they don't pop up. The magnet plates don't come off anymore. And like the XLR cable just starts flying all over the place and all that good stuff. What's wrong with this picture? Rule of thirds messing with me. Who is this? Let me see. Yeah, Anna is got transformed into a a Mac Studio box. That's what's going on right now. But identify yourself. Let me see here. Yeah, identify yourself because it's not telling me who it is. That is funny. Yes, the Velcro life it is. Yes, that's right. It is awesome. Ah, Greg. What's going on, Greg? Good to see you here. Long time no see. Long time no see. Yeah, Anna said, oh, I might pop up later on, but she did not pop up at all. She did pop up. She is super busy right now. So it's all good. But let's take a look at this one more time. The new Mac Studio, the base model M2 Max, M2, the M2 Max, not the M2 Ultra, the base model M2 Max. It will run circles around what I'm using right now. And again, I'm going to be using the SanDisk Extreme Pro external hard drives. So I'm not going to, so I just got the 512 gigabyte memory. This thing starts at 32 gig RAM. You have, look at that. And we barely spoke about it, but you have 2 additional Thunderbolts right here, or you could connect USB-Cs to it. And you have an SD reader. I wonder how this compares to my SanDisk SD card reader external that connects using USB-C. So it'll be interesting to see how fast this will process like photos and whatnot. But two Thunderbolts in the front. And then you have 4 additional. You have 6 Thunderbolts altogether. You have the Ethernet cable that's Wi-Fi 6 and 2 USB-As. I'm glad we got USB-A still. HDMI headphone. This is dope. This is so dope. This is so dope. I don't know if I'm gonna miss the fan noise on the MacBook. And look, compare it to the Mac Mini. This is the Mac Mini. Boom. And if you have it standing up, that is a hefty difference. Hefty difference. And this is my first ever Mac Studio. First ever Mac Studio. And thank you for the suggestions, David and Paul, with what to do with that. Like running Windows will be great because I do nonprofit work and all that stuff is on Windows and it's not on Mac. And I joined via remote desktop. So that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Absolutely, Hank. Absolutely. Absolutely. My pleasure. Nice. Get that get that discount. Get that discount. Get that discount. Yeah, so this was 19 and I'll tell you exactly yeah, Wi-Fi 6E. It's Wi-Fi 6E. That is correct. Let me tell you how much the full thing was with the taxes and stuff. I think if I go into my Apple Store, I think I should be able to find out the full cost. $2158.92. So it's 1999. That's the base model. The tax was 160, so it came up to 2159. 2159. I love how Apple started making good Macs again. Some of those pre-silicon Macs had big limitations. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it, Paul, last night, but you listen, Ian was just straight up melting, and that never happened to me before. But and we were joking around, we're saying that the MacBook is jealous because we're live on ENN, and I'm saying I'm getting a new Mac Studio tomorrow, and it was at that point, it was at that moment that the beach ball just kept circling around. We're trying to play a video from Tatiana submitted. She wanted to share a video of a hailstorm in her area when she was out at the vineyard, and we were trying to play that video. The screen was black. The video didn't want to play, and beach ball. We cut back to main camera, and the scrolling ticker started to stutter a little bit. We started losing some frames, and then if you go, and then also here, so if I go into live demo mode, Shift Command D, these panels, all of these panels turned the color of the camera switcher panel, so they all became this light gray, and everything froze. Cannot access this. The dock down here was not working. The menu bar up here, I couldn't do any of this last night. It was just completely frozen to the point where Mr. Moderator Paul Duncan had to basically stop the stream manually. It got that bad. This thing was just like had a complete meltdown. Had a complete meltdown. So that was the last draw. That was the last draw. Yeah. I see that comment coming in from you, David. The new Rodecaster Duo. I love the new Rodecaster Duo. Don't have it, but I think it's awesome, and I know Anna would love that. Let's pull that up because of the size. Um, I have the Rodecaster Pro 2 on my desk here, and we did the live walkthrough with Rocky Nash on ENN a few weeks ago when she was at NAB, and she had the Rodecaster Duo in her hand, and it was almost about the size of the Mac Mini. I love it. I think it's great. And it does what the Rodecaster Pro 2 does, but it's smaller, which is pretty dope. And for those who have not seen one, this is it here. I think it's awesome. I don't have a use for it, but because we have the Rodecaster Pro 2 in in inventory, in use in production, and then I also have a couple of Rodecaster Pro Original that can be taken on the field for stuff, and and also most of the time probably end up using the Rodecaster Pro because there are times like where we are working with people, like multiple people, and not just like one or two people. So it's going to be like a bigger production that's going to require more microphones. But just to have this on your desk, this is dope. And maybe they'll get even smaller, right? So that's dope. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Right? Exactly. Put it on the create the wish list. The put together a Facebook fundraiser. Navia. Oh, Victor, you getting the Rodecaster Duo? Nice. Nice. Yeah, so right now I'm good with the Rodecaster Pro 2, but you know, I I like for having something in house, and you don't need the additional XLRs and the back and all that good stuff. That Duo is a pretty sweet deal. A pretty sweet deal. Let us know how you like it. When are you getting it, Victor? How soon are you getting it? Exactly. Exactly. Put it on the wish list. My mic is wired to my Mac. Got it. Yeah, definitely. That's going to be an awesome upgrade. That is going to be an awesome upgrade. Yes. As soon as you can walk into Best Buy. That's going to be dope. Let us know. Let us know how that is. Let us know how that is. And also, what mic are you using with the Rodecaster Duo? That'll be good to know also. So in Ecamm, you can only blur your background with green screen. Is that correct? Yes, yes. You can only blur your background with green screen. And also you can blur the camera itself if you wanted to like create a effect where your camera is the background, you add a camera overlay over it. You could do something like that too. But like if you just like on camera and you wanted to blur that out, you definitely have the green screen option, and you could tweak that and blur it. And then, or have a camera that just does it for you with the f-stop, the proper f-stop. Sure, MV7. Oh yeah, that's right. I see some that the blur the background without it. I think it's no, yes. Yeah, so that would be the camera. Exactly. So this camera is the f-stop is 2.8. It's at 2.8 right now. That's why you see some blur. But if we had a 1.4, like the Sigma 16 up here, for example, right? So let's say you are, let me use a better example. Let's say you are, come on, come on, come on. Let's see, right? So if you're like this distance from your camera, you know, the closer the better. You see how everything back there is blurred out. So that would be like you on camera with the Sigma 16, like a 1.4 aperture, and everything else in the background will be blurred out, right? So that is like as good as it gets with background blur right there, right? And this one actually too, this 2.8, the 2.8 aperture is pretty good too. If I was closer to it, it will blur out even more of the background, but this is also set to manual focus, so I'm not even gonna mess with that. Not messing with that. I figured you had a camera to blur. Right, exactly. Exactly. It's more so the lens itself. Mm. All wired to the Mac and use the Elgato Wave 3 at the moment. It is USB-C. Nice. Very nice. And I'm not to brag, but that's why I really like about this Mac Studio. Like it's a good upgrade from the MacBook Pro with the 4 Thunderbolts, and then I have like these 2 additional Thunderbolts here, which is great. So if I wanted to connect USB-C microphones, there you go. Got some like extra ports to play with, which is pretty cool. Because there's some times like where we're doing some like a demo or testing out like a microphone which is USB, and we have we're using our mics are connected to the Rodecaster Pro, and you know it's cool to just have this and you could just plug it in and you're good to go. That's awesome. Just plug it right in the front. Betty nice, Betty nice, Betty nice. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So I'm glad you're squared away with that, Nabia. And all those things I have them in the gear guide in the description. The lens, depending on what camera you have, but at least you just could get an idea of what we use, and then you could just incorporate that into your camera system, because these are Sony cameras. So the overhead is the Sigma 16, which, this way you have like a nice wide angle. You can see a lot of the desk here. And also I could just crop it in Ecamm if I need it to be closer. And then this camera is a 2470 lens. It's a Sigma also, but we have it 2470 versus like a just 16 millimeter prime because Anna and I, we string together and this can zoom in. So right now it's zoomed out to 24 and 4K. If I set the camera to 1080, it's going to be even wider, but it's going to show too much. So it's set to 24 millimeter. But if I want to, I could like zoom in a little bit, and then I'll be by myself, and whatnot. So I could just like create a totally different camera angle right there. Quick way to connect a phone or tablet for screen share. Front port for the win. Exactly. And I think that the CalDigit TS3, it has a USB-A in the front and it has a USB-C. That's not a Thunderbolt, that's USB-C. But it's awesome to have two Thunderbolts in the front. And let me just make sure because I believe that's what it is. Oh, no, it's USB-C, my bad. So it is also USB-C. So 4 Thunderbolts and 2 USB-A ports on the back and 2 USB-C ports on the front. Listen, that's good enough. It's better than one. And then the HDMI port and then the Ethernet and all that good stuff. So it's 2 USB-C ports in the front, which is pretty awesome. Cannot go wrong with that. Cannot go wrong with that. I think on the high-end models, the front ports are Thunderbolt. Nice. Also, that'll probably be with the M2 Ultras then. Yeah, so I'm good with the four Thunderbolts on the back, and then the 2 USB-Cs on the front. Front Thunderbolt is the other Studio. Got it. So that's probably the M2 Ultra one. I'm trying to pull it up. Let's take a look. Mac Studio. And then let's see if I find it here. Or if I just click on buy and it will tell me exactly what it is. Let's do that. Ah, yes, there it is. There it is. Can I zoom in a little bit on here? Yep, there it is. 2 front USB-C, 2 front Thunderbolts. Everything else seems like it's the same, right? So the back has 4 Thunderbolt 4 Thunderbolt, USB-A, HDMI, 100 gig Ethernet, 3.5. Yep, everything else still is the same except for the 2 Thunderbolts in the front. For $2,000 more, you can get your very own 2 additional Thunderbolts. Nah, I'm good. I am good with the USB-Cs. That is awesome. All right, that is it. Thank you for hanging out. So up next, I'm gonna turn this one off, plug this in, and start setting it up. And then Friday on Building Blocks, we will be streaming from the brand new M2 Mac Studio, and we'll have a 16-inch monitor underneath the lens. That will be a USB-C monitor. I got one on Amazon. It's a 4K one. There was a lightning deal today, so I picked it up, which was basically around the same price as I paid for the 1080p USB-C monitor. So that was a pretty good deal. Yeah, and then we'll just maybe like as we start building blocks or during the countdown, we'll just do like a behind the scenes of what it looks like, the new setup. And rest in peace to the MacBook. I'm still gonna use it because I'm not gonna do everything on this. Again, I just want to be a little bit more organized, but I do some quick video editing on the MacBook Pro with CapCut, so I'll probably continue to do that. And it's not Ecamm related stuff, so I can keep doing it on the MacBook Pro versus throwing those type of things on the Mac Studio. And then the Mac Mini, probably gonna be doing some Windows emulation as Paul and Dan David suggested earlier. So that'll be awesome. That will be awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with me here. And yes, the best of luck to this new Mac Studio. Again, it's the base model. Listen, if a base model Mac Mini can run Ecamm Live without breaking a sweat, can you imagine what the Mac Studio can do? So don't even bother getting like the high end models. Like this will get the job done, right? Like what was I? There was some conversation a few weeks ago that Costco is selling. Is it the M1? The M1 Mac Minis? M1 Mac Mini for like $300, something like that, available at Costco. And that will work wonders for you if you're doing Ecamm stuff and you have like, overlays and resources that you're using. It will not break or sweat. So base models, don't be afraid of the base model. And then again, and then don't bother getting stuff like where you didn't get getting the 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte. Get the 512 and get external hard drives and just use the external hard drives. It will save you money because again, look at that. The money that you're paying for the external hard drive, you can probably spend less money on getting a 2 terabyte SanDisk Extreme or the external hard drive of your choice. So just keep that in mind, when making the purchase and making the next upgrade. All right, guys, thank you so much. See you on Friday on the Mac Studio. Peace.